So, just a quick story to start off with today. The Turkish Delight mystery has been solved. How long will it be before all the EVs in the auctions that have got duff batteries, how long before people start pinching to order to take the battery out and put it in a car that needs a new one? If you watched my last video, you'd have seen that somebody sent me some Turkish Delight, and because of how much such a lot of people love me on here, I was a bit wary of eating it. After I relayed this story on my last video, I got a message. Let me just read you the message, because again, I was out the other night and a chap came up to me and again said, "I watch you on YouTube. I think you're really good. You know, you come across as really honest." He said that, you know, I think your YouTube channel's really good and informative. So, you know, stuff like that means a lot. Stuff like this, where somebody's gone to the trouble of sending me something, means even more. But listen to this. "Hey Barry, it's Merrick." I'm assuming that's how you pronounce it. "It's Merrick from Corby. I'm the one who sent the Turkish Delights last week. I just wanted to say, I really didn't mean to startle you or anything. You once mentioned in your videos that you enjoy them. So while I was visiting my family in Istanbul, I thought it would be a nice gesture to send you a small gift." Well, Merrick, it was a nice gesture. It was a fantastic gesture. And I'm actually overwhelmed that somebody's got me something from Turkey and sent it to me. So yeah, thank you. Not just the gift. As I say, a lot of people call me names. It doesn't, calling me names doesn't make any difference to me whatsoever. I just laugh at you. When you call me names, I laugh at you. I just think you're pathetic. However, when somebody goes to the trouble of, you come across as a genuinely kind gentleman, even through a mobile or TV screen, and your efforts to speak the truth rather than follow the crowd really mean a lot to me. That's why I sometimes leave comments on your videos like Barrie Baba. Now, that's the only way I knew this was genuine, because there was a message written on the Turkish Delights, which I'll cut in. I didn't know what it meant. I just thought it was like Alibaba, you know, perhaps, is it Alibaba and the 40 Thieves? I thought he was trying to tar me with the 40 Thieves brush, which is what we used to call traders in Blackpool, the 40 Thieves. Anyway, smiley face. In Turkish, baba is a term we use for someone we respect, like a father figure or someone who stands up for what's right. I hope you enjoyed the treats. Warm regards, Merrick. Honestly, Merrick, you wouldn't believe how absolutely flattered I am. So thank you very much, and thank you for the kind words. Much appreciated. You've heard the expression, no doubt. I'd be mad if somebody gave it me. There's a story here that's just the opposite. My electric car was stolen and I couldn't be happier. Now, this reminds me of a story of when I was at Mercedes at Blackpool, and me and Stuart Dawson, Les Dawson's son, we had a car stolen, and I activated the tracker. Next minute, there's 4 police cars and a helicopter hovering above the garage. And it transpired that my sales administrator at the time, who was kind of a temporary one, had got all the tracker certificates mixed up. So me and Stuart had to disconnect all the trackers of all the cars that were all ready to go out on September the 1st and match the certificates until we find the one to activate. And but the point is, my electric car was stolen and I couldn't be happier. The policeman said to me, the trackers showing that the car's in your compound, have they brought it back? And I looked at him like incredulous and said, in your experience, officer, do thieves usually return the cars? And then me and Stuart were laughing, saying that because it was a C180, we were saying he thought it was underpowered, so he brought it back. And this reminds me, my electric car was stolen. I couldn't be happier. I'll bet the thieves not. I bet the thieves gutted. Oh dear me. There you go. My electric car was stolen and I couldn't be happier. But you know, I mean, again, how many times is this going to happen in the future? Those little Skoda, what they call Skoda Monte Carlos, they nick the whole front end off them. You come out to your car in the morning, the whole front end's gone because somebody else wants to modify their car to look like one. When, oh blimey, we used to have Corsas and they had a roof spoiler on. We came in one day, the roof spoiler had gone. It'd just been ripped off and somebody would just fiberglass it onto their old shitbox Corsa and then they'd have a modern looking car. We put a new one on. Guess what happened to that as soon as we put it on? Yep, disappeared. So how long will it be before people start pinching EVs? Because at the moment it's a bit of a joke, nobody pinches EVs. And somebody left a comment, find out how many people pinch EVs. They won't pinch them. I mean, imagine doing a ram raid with an electric vehicle. That'd be funny, wouldn't it? You know, like the, apparently, Range Rover Velar's very, very popular to be nicked for ram raids because they just fit under the security gates where a Vogue wouldn't. Imagine doing it in an EV. you and your like half-inching mates reverse into the, you know, over the bollards, through the front window, all ready to jump out, and your EV explodes. I mean, I can't think of a more fitting end to ram raiders. I think it's ideal. I think everybody should take the electric vehicle badges off just in case, so they do get stolen and we get rid of all this looting. I'd be mad if someone give it me. So anyway, let's go through this story. I think it's probably a tongue-in-cheek, and in all honesty, the only reason I'm doing it is because I like electric cars. If they suit your needs, at the moment they're great value. Get one if they suit your needs. As I said before, don't charge it up your drive. Whatever you do, don't charge it up your drive. I reckon that over the last 5 years, I've driven about 50,000 miles in my all-electric Nifton Leaf. Given that it only goes 100 miles, less on the motorway, without needing to charge, despite the range given being 150 miles, at a conservative estimate, that means I've spent 250 hours in service stations waiting for the damn battery to charge. That is over 10 days of my life spent sitting around in Costa, or worse, and cursing that my 25,000 car has at least doubled our former journey times. Take driving from London to Exeter. Pre-Leaf it took about 4 hours. In the Leaf it takes at least 7 once you've factored in 2-hour-long charging stops. Or taking my youngest back to her university digs in Manchester. Again, in a normal car, 3.5 hours. In the Leaf, probably 8. And that's if you can find a charger immediately when you stop, which is a dream. As a person who is so allergic to journey disruptions, I've been known to drive all the way from Camden Town to Pembrokeshire, pre-Leaf with no stop. Pembrokeshire, lovely place. I doubt very much whether they've got many electric vehicle chargers there. I really do. So I found the enforced stopping time irritating, to put it mildly. I've tried being zen. On one occasion I meditated in Bridgewater services on the M5 on a boiling hot day. My daughter was so appalled she disowned me and hid in Greg's. I've tried being productive. I've written columns while waiting to charge and done endless work Zooms. But however hard I try, I'm afraid hatred for the whole fetid, stinky, rip-off horror of motorway service stations has only built over time. Then about a month ago, I got a bizarre reprieve. I was sitting writing when my husband popped his head around my home office door. "Darling," he said, "where's the car?" "It's across the road by the tree," I said, with that slow tone you use when speaking to a small child or a slightly doddery older relative. "It isn't," he said. "No, of course it is," I said, going out to look, and blow me, he was right. The battered old Nissan Leaf was gone, nicked. I did chuckle. It's not exactly the ideal getaway car. The thief would be speeding down the motorway and have to pull into Watford Gap. Anyway, the insurance paid out, we bought a new car, and hallelujah, it's electric, an MG4. But being much newer, it goes a miraculous 300 miles on one charge. So last week I went back to the future. I drove from London to Oxford to Soho Farmhouse and back to London without going to a service station. It was a revelation. So yes, buy an electric motor, but remember, forget the gizmos, the computer and the fancy light shows. Range is the only metrics that matters. Yeah, and the battery health. In fact, I am so smugly happy about the new long-range car, my husband thinks I manifested the Leaf stealing. I didn't, but every cloud has a silver lining. The Leaf gave me eco points, but was like travelling by horse and cart. The latest technology has got me back to the status quo ante. It feels like heaven. I would imagine that's a significant upgrade from a Nissan Leaf. But yeah, as I was saying, how long will it be before, as I'll show you in the next video, all the EVs in the auctions that have got duff batteries, problems with the batteries, how long before people start pinching to order to take the battery out and put it in a car that needs a new one? Just like ringing, but you don't have to ring, you just take the battery out. Thanks for watching, see you in the next video, bye bye.